In order to be successful, and I'm talking about real success, not that fake social media, I got this one moment and now you don't know about me. And I'm not talking about the 15-minute success. I'm talking about success where people know your brand. May not know you, but they know your brand. To be successful in any facet of your life, whether you have a business where you are a singer, a songwriter, whether you are the top lawyer, to be successful, you have to play the long game. That's just the reality of life. To be successful, you have to play the long game. Now, of course, when we talk about success, success is in the eye of the beholder. You define your success, correct. But if we're talking about monetary success, where you're trying to have a certain amount of money, where you're trying to do a certain thing, whether you're trying to own your own business or create things that are going to help other people in certain ways, you have to play the long game. That is the reality. And I think we have gotten to the point where we don't realize that, and we go into businesses and we go into ventures not realizing that, and then when we're in it, we start boohoo crying because we didn't realize how hard it would be or how much work it would take. Like, you quit your 9 to 5 to be a full-time content creator, and then you realize, oh snap, this ain't everything I thought it was going to be. So you quit that to go back to 9 to 5. Granted, there's nothing wrong with going back to 9 to 5, but let me just say that. There's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. There are people that are supposed to be 9 to 5ers because that's what keeps the company going. Okay, we need employees. That's just the reality. There is nothing wrong with 9 to 5. However, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are someone who wants to own your own business, you have a career path you want to go, whatever the case may be, you have to be okay with the long game, because the long game means it's going to be hard. You're going to have times where business is very, very slow. I'm speaking to all my future business owners. When you first start something new, any venture, it is going to be slow. You are not going to see any type of success. You are literally going to be putting things out there, and it's just going to go into an abyss, and you never see any fruit from it. That is what it is. There's no way around it. There's no way around that hump. Unless you've already built an audience, which again, even building an audience, you have to start from zero. And I think that's really what it is. We all forget that we had to start from somewhere. We all had to start from zero. So there's no shame. I just want to put that out there now. There's no shame in starting from zero. But if you're trying to continue and to see fruit from your labor, you're going to have to be okay with the parts that is quiet. It's nobody around. So many businesses have started out that way. So many people have started their careers out like that. Morgan Freeman, Viola Davis, like I can name so many people, and it's just like you get nothing. You keep getting no's. But then what do? You keep going. If you truly want it, you keep going, because ultimately this is what you want. You want to be successful at this thing. You got to play the long game. The long game is literally making small steps every day towards the thing that you want. We also know that it's compound effect, because the compound effect, let me get the definition for you before we go any further. The compound effect is the strategy of reaping huge rewards from small, seemingly insignificant actions, reaping huge rewards off of small, insignificantly very small steps. Great example, YouTube. You posting a video every week. For the first year, it's gonna seem like nobody's watching nothing. Nobody's watching nothing. Second year, you might get one video, do a little something. You might get another video, do a little something. But your audience is still very. Then by year 3, 4, by the 5th year, all you see is views. All you see, every video go viral. You do not have control of that. The only thing you have control over is your output. How much work are you putting out there? And if you're going to continue to post every single week because at this point, you need to just be posting. You don't even need a destination at this point. Forget about the destination. Forget about reaching 100K. You need to be posting you need to be creating products until you see something we're going to shake. Because right after you see something we're going to shake, you're going to have to do what? Post again. Create a new product again. Because ultimately, this is the long game, and being okay with things not happening in the beginning is just the way it is. There's so many businesses that literally saw nothing for a year, 2 years, 3 years. We know some stories and we don't know some stories. For example, the Dubai chocolate that went viral last year, it was started by a company called Figs, all because a pregnant lady, I don't know her name, I forgot her name, but she was pregnant and she had a whole bunch of cravings, and every chocolate bar that she tried, she just didn't like. So she and her husband decided to experiment in their kitchen, making different flavors, trying out different things, and they created their brand. And through that, they made a website and they started selling, and they weren't even selling 1 bar a week. They were barely selling 1 bar a week. And it wasn't till in the following year, somebody decided to buy the chocolate bar and make an ASMR video and put it on TikTok. And that's when you see the Dubai chocolate everywhere, to the point now people are remaking it in different places. People are copying them, all of that. But the first year, they could have gave up. They could have been like, yo, this sucks. This ain't working. We're done. They made it in 2022. 2022. They didn't see nothing until that video went viral. That was not an overnight success. And then once the video went viral, they literally needed to figure out a way to expand, because they literally was sold out. And the orders was coming and coming and coming and coming. So you may be like, oh my God, I want to sell out. But are you ready to sell out? Because now they're trying to build an infrastructure to keep up with the orders. So that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all sitting up there crying about, oh, what was me? I want to do this, I want to do that. But you're not even putting in the small steps. You're not even playing the long game to be okay with not seeing no money for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Because that's the reality. Another example, designer by the name of Gobina, designer bridal. First of all, she invested in herself. She literally studied how to make clothes for, I believe, 10 years. 10 years. And then every single clothing she would make, she would save the money. There's so much sacrificing you gotta do when you want to build a business. There's so many sacrifices you have to do when you're trying to achieve your goals. There's so much sacrifices you have to come to terms with that you're gonna have to make in order to help the future you. Because you're not working for right now you, you're working for future you. But if every time right now you gets lazy, don't want to do the work, don't want to save money, don't want to do the things that's gonna best future you, by the time future you's come, you're gonna be in the same spot and you're gonna be crying, woe is me, why I didn't see my dreams happen, why because you never prepared right now. You wasn't okay with playing the long game. She literally made designs, saved all of her money. I think it was about $15,000 she saved up to create her brand. And then after that she would sell, but it wasn't a lot. It's bridal wear. People getting married all the time, but that don't mean they're gonna come to you. It wasn't till literally, I think like maybe 2 or 3 years later, a celebrity DM'd her on Instagram and wanted her to make the dress. She made the dress and now everybody knows her name. You don't know when your moment is gonna happen, but you have to be prepared when your moments happen. But if you give up before the moment even comes, you've already lost. The long game is literally going until, and then keep going right there after that. We quit too easily, or we jump, we flip-flop. If this ain't working, we go over here. If this ain't working, we go over here. You haven't even stuck around long enough in that one thing to see if it's gonna bear fruit. You just figure, oh my God, it's bumpy road, it's too much work, I quit. Because it's too much work, because you didn't think you was gonna have to do all this that you have to do, or something happened that you didn't expect and it's costing you money and you quit. I need you to hear me. When you're starting a business, when you're doing anything that's in the pursuit of being successful, there's going to be bumps in the road. There's going to be things that's going to try and stop you from being successful. There's going to be hiccups. There's going to be things that happen. Nothing is perfect. No business is literally conflict free. None. Something will come up, so you have to be okay with that. And it's so funny because I feel like we've gotten to that point in the stage where it's so easy to quit and start. We don't realize how much is hindering us, how much is a lot of making us to now create a pattern of quitting. You know, there's actually a Quitter's Day. I didn't even know this. Somebody put me onto it. There is a Quitter's Day holiday in the calendar. It's the second Friday after the New Year's. Second Friday after the New Year's is called Quitter's Day. That's when most people quit their New Year's resolution. It's gotten so bad that we have a day now. That consistency. Making the small steps every day is the only thing that's going to help you stay in the running towards your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. Not to shout you out, but look at you. How many things you quit and you started and then you quit? I'm guilty too. I start and quit. It wasn't until up to last year or the year before that I decided to just go all in and not quit and just start whatever I'm starting and continue. And even if I pause, even if I stop, it doesn't mean I quit. I literally just get back on that horse, because that's just what it has to be. You have to play the long game. Stop playing yourself, because for every time you stop, you're literally, and I'm talking about stop as in you stop for 3 months, 6 months, a year. I'm not talking about you stop as in you didn't do something for 1 day. That's not stopping. That's you resting. But if you stop for 3 months, 6 months, a year, you literally have to start all over again. And if you continue to do that pattern, you're never going to see the things that you want to see in your life, because now you've made it a habit to literally be a quitter. If that's what you want to do, then you need to stop complaining about not seeing the things you want to see in your life. That's just the reality of it. Because at the end of the day, if you want to see true success, real success, tangible success, you have to play the long game. You have to decide, this is what I'm going to do. It does not matter what other people are doing. I'm going to focus on one thing, because the thing is, when you focus on too many things, or when you jump around, you literally stop your chances from seeing things happen. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Be authentic to you. Do the things that make you happy. Just don't quit on yourself before you even give it a good try. Play the long game.